Yo, what is up guys, PlectrumZ here and welcome to another vlog or video. Right now I'm in my brother's car and we are going to see Jacksepticeye in Oslo Folketeatret because it was changed from the Spectrum to the Folketeatret. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Never met the guy before, but he makes me laugh, so hope he can make me laugh tonight. That's such a weird thing to say. Anyway, we are heading to Oslo right now to meet Jacksepticeye, and yeah. Herregud! So guys, here we are in Oslo. We are now going to the National Theatre to meet Jacksepticeye, and this is going to be quite fun if we can find the building. I guess we just have to follow all the 9-year-olds, and that's our way to find him. The shit. So yeah, let's go. Let's go find Jacksepticeye. Okay, now we're here, guys.
Get Here live show tour, starring Jacksepticeye. Also starring Jacksepticeye. Written and directed by Jacksepticeye. And for the first time ever, Jacksepticeye. In a live show so spellbinding, so mesmerizing that people are being banned from seeing it a second time out of fear of their health. So, sit back, strap yourselves in, and finish your conversations. Yes, I do mean you two there in the middle row. Yes, stop talking. And get ready for a night full of laughs, tears, happiness. Hi. Why did it cut to me? What happened to the rest of the video? What? What are we gonna do now? Do we have a backup? Can we get it rolling again? Oh God. Okay, well, this wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, hold on. Look! Shiny keys! Shiny key? No? Fine. What about this guy? He's not right. I know. No? Tough crowd. We had a little lamb, How to entertain a live audience. Create the illusion of direct eye contact. Is it working? Oh yeah, I'm gonna start drawing a picture and you guys have to guess what it is. None of these things are working and we're not getting the video back up, so let's make a deal, okay? How about this? If you come out from behind your screens, I'll come out from behind mine. Deal? Shy. You're allowed to laugh, you're allowed to cheer, you're allowed to get very loud over here, okay? You're on a fucking Jacksepticeye. Oh, that's much better. The more you laugh, the better I feel. Okay, so the more you keep laughing, the better the show's gonna be, okay? And I got one guy who's just like, ha ha ha. Well, welcome everybody to the How Did We Get Here live show.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun here tonight. We're all gonna get very sweaty. It's actually just 90 minutes of a workout routine. I'm not fucking joking, okay? But how's everyone doing? Hey, no, not all at the same time. Okay, how are you doing? Okay, tired. Okay. How are you doing? Hungry, okay. Okay, everybody's a little on edge today. It's okay, it's fucking Norway, it's freezing over here. We landed on the plane and it was actually snowing here and I'm like, come on, that's fake. But this show, how did we get here? No, it's not going to be 90 minutes of us all saying like, I drove here, I came on a plane, I took the train here. No, it's not actually how did we get here. It's going to be a story of my life. It's going to be a journey through, from the start of my life to whatever the fuck this is. But it's not just going to be my story. It's going to be all of our story, because we're all in this together. Kind of like High School Musical. Let's do the rock star pose. Thank you. It's not a real guitar. I'm sorry. I've lied to you all. Oh, what else can we do? Ooh, let's do my second favorite pose. The pensive pose. The thoughtful pose. Hi guys. Jacksepticeye here. Welcome to my bedroom. I'm going to read you all some poetry now. I don't fucking write poetry. Jesus. Ooh, and the final pose, my personal favorite pose, the sexy pose. Or my other favorite sexy pose. Thank you. Thank you for indulging me, it makes me feel great. Your brother or sister do anything to you and you just say, buy me a PlayStation! Worked every time. But being the baby of the family, you also know that it's the worst thing in the world, right? Oh yeah. Oh, you're sitting at the kitchen table eating your cornflakes. Your brother or sister look at you wrong, you know what you're getting? Bings! A punch in the back of the head for doing nothing. It's fine, I got a PlayStation out of it. But where I grew up in a very, very small town in Ireland, in a place called Clohan. Yeah, exactly. Nobody ever reacts when I talk about Clohan. You know why? Because it sounds weird, doesn't it? It sounds a little strange, Clohan. It's like the sound an old man makes when he sneezes. Clohan! Fuck. Oh, no, sorry. I thought my arse was going to come out of my nose. Jesus. But, since you're all going to be honorary Irish people with me here tonight, you can all try and pronounce it with me. Say it with me. Clohan. God bless you. In the town of Clohan, because it was so small, there was only 600 people in the entire town. That's less than the amount of people who are in this entire room right now. So, really, really small town. And because of that, everybody in town kind of knew everyone. Everyone knew each other's faces, you saw each other all the time. So each weekend, in my house, in the kitchen, 20 drunk Irish people would show up. All sitting around, all hammered. And I was sitting in the middle of them, 10 years old, going, this is great. Everyone here is best friends. They weren't, they were just shit-faced. And because I was the smallest, 10 years old, I was teeny tiny when I was a small lad. And everyone used to always try and make fun of me. They'd come up to me, really drunk, going, How are you, Shawnee? Fierce fucking small, aren't you? And I'd stand there going, bitch! I was quick, I was fast, I knew how to get back at them. And I think that was the first time I ever remember making an entire room of people laugh. I wanted more. And in the town where I grew up, in Cloughan, very, very religious town, as most places were back then, Ireland being a very religious country. And every weekend we would go to mass, we would go to church. Every Saturday night, my family and half the town would go to church. The next morning on Sunday, the rest of the town would go to church. So at least once a weekend, the entire town saw God. And being 10 years old, going to church, you know, you kind of get a little bit bored of it. You get a little, your brain turns off. You're not really listening to what's going on. It's not real magic, no matter what your parents tell you. So I decided, I'm going to spice things up a bit. I decided, when I'm going to church from now on, I'm going to become an altar boy. Oh, no, it's not that type of story. Jesus. You need to pay a lot more money to see that show. But in church, I bring this up because that's when I had my most embarrassing experience of my entire life. 10 years old, I started quick. In church one night, I'll paint you a little picture of what it was like. So, this is the priest. Very short priest. Me and my best friend would be kneeling at the edge of the altar, waiting for our cue, waiting for things to happen, and two of my other friends would be on the other side. And we just keep our head down, focusing on the ground, looking at my knees, and the priest would be up, you know, doing his thing, talking to God. Name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Mad respect. We'd be kneeling down. And every communion, as the priest was doing his thing, the collection plates would go around. You know, to collect some money, to keep the lights on, to keep God happy. Now, I've seen this done a million times. I knew exactly what had to happen. I knew exactly where the collection plates were. They were always over in this area, on the baptismal font, kind of where these people are. Hi. Baptismal font doesn't fucking wave. Stay in character. So the priest was doing his thing, and he gave me the nod to get the collection plates. You got this, my child. Got you, fam. Oh, shit. They're not there. Where did they go? My friends didn't care. My friend was over kneeling down going... And I stood there, frozen in fear with everybody looking at me. And because the town was small, and because we all knew each other, I could kind of hear what they were saying. I could feel what they were thinking. Ah, that McLaughlin young lad. Not the brightest, is he? And as I stood there, frozen in fear with all eyes on me, kind of like you're all doing right now. Okay, childhood memories, repress them, move on. All of a sudden, my sister's husband's father, that's right, he came out of one of the chairs and he came up to the front with the collection plate in his hand. Now, I have no idea where he got these. He must have pulled them out of his arse. He came up to the altar and handed them to me. I gave them back to him. And he went around and collected all the money. And do you know what his name was? Jimmy Christie. J. Christie. Jesus Christ himself came down to help him. Good looking out, G-Man. But as religious as Ireland was, and as lovely as that experience was, Cloughan also had a dark side. It had a seedy underbelly. In Cloughan, the biggest night of the year, every year, as it probably is in most places in the world, was New Year's Eve. And in Cloughan, we had a bit of a ritual. We would take two pitchforks, And people would stand next to each other on a roundabout. Do you know what a roundabout is?
No.
Okay, some of you are with me for
No.
now. The roundabout in Cloughan was called the Square. Yeah, I have no idea why either. This is something you realise as the night goes on. Irish people make no sense. On this square, there were 5 roads. And the joke about Cloughan was, the best thing about it was the 5 roads that took you away from the town. So we would take 2 guys with these pitchforks would stand there, and they would take sods of turf. Do you know what turf is?
No.
Okay, turf is what you dig out of the bog to burn in your fire for winter. Oh, yeah, you didn't fucking know, did you?
Yeah.
So you take these sods of turf and put them on the pitchforks. And then light them on fire. 2 lads standing there with flaming pitchforks. 1 guy next to him playing a fiddle. Jesus Christ was back playing the accordion. And the entire town of Cloughan would line up behind them, singing songs and walking down each of these 5 roads. Now, I used to think this was normal. Until we started writing material for this show and I thought, wait, hold on. How batshit crazy must that have looked? If you were driving through the small town of Cloughan that night and you saw 600 people all standing around a roundabout they called the Square, with flaming pitchforks and hands singing songs, hands held together like they're about to summon the fucking Antichrist out of the ground. So, just like in my life, I went on to my teenage years. I went on to secondary school, or high school, middle school, that time of your life. And in secondary school, that's when the Jacksepticeye name was born. Because in school, I had a friend named Paul. Paul was great, Paul was grand. Thanks, Paul. But Paul found out that my mother called me Jack. Because for some reason, Sean and Jack go together. Because Sean is Irish for John, and John and Jack go together. Yeah, I told you Irish people make no sense. But when he found out that my mother called me Jack, he decided he's going to call me Jack. Because that made me some sort of mama's boy. He would meet me at school every morning, coming in the gate being like, how's it going? Jack? Fucking good one, Paul. And, okay, how many of you know the story of how the Jacksepticeye name came about? Okay, so, for the 10 of you who don't know it, I'm gonna tell the story anyway. You know why? Because it's a great story. Beautiful story. People are going to be singing songs about it for years. One day on the playground in my school, we were out playing football, and the ball came towards me, and it was a beautiful day. Sun beaming in the sky. It wasn't. All the teachers and all the classmates came out to watch us boys play football. They didn't. The fuck? The ball came towards me, shot itself up into the air, and me, being a spry young teenager, saw gold in my eyes. I was ready to go for it. So I launched myself into the air after it. That's also when the Irish space program was born. As I went up into the air, my 14-year-old muscles bristling under my shirt, testosterone fueling my body, my long blonde hair flowing in the wind. Higher and higher I went into the air. Slow motion kicked in and I winked at all the girls on the sideline. But somebody else joined me in space that day. Somebody else had a different idea. Now I should point out that this person was wearing a pair of glasses. And I'm no scientist, but I'm pretty sure that mass times acceleration plus really sharp pair of glasses to my eye equals really fucking bad. Our heads collided. My face exploded. Red went everywhere like a human jam donut. Coming down my face, streaking half my vision like a pair of old shitty 3D glasses. Some people on the sidelines gasped. Some people cried. The older kids on the sidelines said, "What the fuck is that again?" I hit the ground with a murderous thud. No, participation section is over. Shut up. I was carted off into the nurse's station. Well, we didn't have a nurse's station. We had a teacher's room with one band-aid in it. But that was deemed good enough for me. As the teacher bandaged up my face, and I was sent home because I was too scary for the other kids to look at. My war wound had healed slightly, so after 2 weeks I was deemed necessary to come back to school. But it didn't heal fully. There was this gross green infected lump over my eye. Well, yeah. I'd be worried if you all went, "Ooh, yum!" I came back to school and Paul decided he's going to take the Jack name further. He's going to take it and call me Jacksepticeye. Oh, he thought it was great. He thought it was hilarious to extend the mama's boy name further. He tried to get all my friends and all my teachers to call me Jacksepticeye. Who's laughing now, Paul? Paul, I hope you're doing well. I don't know why I looked up. He's not dead. But after this had passed, I decided I'm going to do what most teenagers do at this age. I'm going to start a band. Oh yeah, I thought me, alone, I'm going to be the next Linkin Park. So I picked up guitar. I started playing guitar first because I wanted to be that guy. You know him, you love him. You know that one guy with an acoustic guitar at the party? You know, sitting next to a campfire with his back up against a tree, talking about his feelings. Singing, "I care about my feelings, 'cause I play guitar." Oh, you know him. Good. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to be that douchebag. But I'm not very musically gifted. And I have the attention span of a fucking spoon. Playing guitar was also the first time I realized just how many fingers are on the human hand. I felt like I was drunk every time I played it. So thankfully, drums were a perfect fit for me. And here's the funny thing. The first time I ever heard drums was when I was a kid, because my oldest brother Malcolm would play the drums every evening in our house. And here's the ironic part. I thought they were too loud. I know.
Look at us.
But each time I would come home from school, I would be coming home from primary school, and our school was not that far from my house. So even before I left school, I could hear my brother playing drums in the distance. From school, you'd just hear... Louder and louder it got as I got closer to home, like an orc army going to war. And as I walked past the bedroom window, there was my brother, more hair than man. Playing drums like Animal from the Muppets, like... He thought he was making sweet, sweet music. All I could think was, oh, sweet Jesus, move out already. But it wasn't until I was older, when I was watching MTV. You remember when MTV actually played music videos? Yeah! Oh, only 90s kids remember. I was watching watching MTV with my friend again, Porrick, who you remember from the Pokemon story. Yeah, fuck that guy. We were watching MTV, and on the TV at the time came Green Day. And Green Day's song of choice at that moment, the song that was playing absolutely everywhere all the time, was Wake Me Up When September Ends. And listening to this song with my friend, I could already kind of hear the drums in my head. I didn't need to be able to play the drums. I'd never sat down at the drums properly before. But I could already play it, sort of. So I went into my bedroom and I practiced on my legs. Like, man, was I sexy. So I decided to save up some money. I didn't save up a whole lot. I bought a really crappy set of drums, but it didn't matter, because they were mine. And I put them out into the shed and I played those big bad bongos all day, every day. So my friend Porrick, again, decided he wanted to play some music with me. So he wanted to pick up guitar too. But, just like me, he's not very musically gifted either. So he picked up the simple man's guitar, which is bass guitar. Oh,
Careful, man.
I'm just a fucking drummer, dude. What do I know? So, we took our instruments and we went out into the shed and we banged all day. Oh. And played Green Day songs all day. Let's put it that way. Well, we thought we were playing Green Day songs. Much to the disappointment of our neighbours. Didn't really sound like music. Just sounded like someone swinging a bag of cats against the wall. But it was during this point in my life that it took the biggest change that it had ever taken before. And my family decided we were going to move. So we ended up moving to a place called Ballycumber, to a log cabin in the middle of the woods. Now, just like Cahan before, you're probably not going to know a whole lot about Ballycumber, which is fine. Let me just tell you this. Ballycumber's where old people go to die. So as an 18-year-old, not the best place to be. And I'd been going to college for 2 years at this point. I was going for music production because I just loved playing drums and doing music so much. But when I was in college, that was when I realized that I just wasn't really able to keep up with anything anymore. When I was in college, I wasn't able to do the course the same way the rest of my classmates were. Everyone else would get the projects and they would be able to pick them up immediately. They would know exactly what they were doing. They would be so enthusiastic about doing it. Everyone else could already do the music theory, they already knew exactly what was going on, they helped each other out all the time. But I was completely lost. I had no idea what I was doing. And I felt so dumb that I was too afraid to ask anybody else for help because it was just too embarrassing for me. So I ended up leaving college after 2 years. I finished my exams and I just went back to the log cabins and I didn't go back for my third year. And I completely lost myself. I had no idea who I was anymore. I had no idea what I was going to do. I thought that I was going to start off in a small town, go to a slightly bigger town for school, then start playing drums, go to college, become a big success, move to a city or something like that. But none of these things happened for me. Where I belonged. A place where I felt welcome, felt safe. A place where people shared the same kind of thoughts that I did, who loved video games as much as I did. Because none of my real life friends ever liked them as much as I did. And I thought, you know what, I want to do that. I want to start that. I want to do that for other people. I took the Jacksepticeye name and I made a channel and I started off making some really silly videos at first, but it didn't matter because I just wanted to do it. I wanted to create a community for people who were like me because nobody knew what it felt like more than I did at that time. To feel like a failure, to feel like an outcast, to feel like you had nowhere to go, nowhere to share your own thoughts with, or people who were like-minded like you were. So I wanted to do that for other people, to give you guys a safe place, a place where you could come and just hang out and have fun, and it didn't really matter what the rest of the world was doing. But before I had started any of my YouTube stuff, there was one game that stood out to me in my teenage years that meant so much to me, because I was overcoming this huge life obstacle, the biggest one that it had ever thrown at me before. Life got very, very hard for me, and I was doing it in complete isolation, away from any of my friends, and I had no idea how to overcome it. And that game became my favorite game of all time, which is Shadow of the Colossus. So, like before, I thought it'd be fun if one of you came on stage to play Shadow of the Colossus with me. Okay, thank you. Oh, look at it. Look how beautiful. Wow. Alright, so, before Vernon goes on to pick out anybody, we're going to have to set a bit of a ground rule up. You know what you're doing, right?
I hope so.
Me too. Okay, alright. So, you're going to go for the legs, alright?
Yeah.
That left leg is looking real juicy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's a
I
big
should
one.
have my glasses.
You don't have your glasses? It's okay, you're doing wonderfully so far. Alright, so get ready to jump, grab, and stab. Yes! Never let go, Elizabeth! Yes! Oh, you know what you're doing. Yes, stab again! Once more! Yes! Now never let go! Keep holding on! Elizabeth, you're kicking some serious booty right now. Okay, let's climb. Oh, God. Nice, climb that hairy ass. Oh, God! It's okay, keep stabbing. Elizabeth knows exactly what they're doing. Here you go, here you go. Nice. Down it goes. Okay, climb. Hey! You're doing great! Okay, good job. Alright, let's climb up here. Now let's rest for a second and get some stamina back. Alright, now go Elizabeth, climb! Climb like you've never climbed before. It's so much less pressure when I don't have to play the game. I can just sit back and watch everybody else do it. I'm gonna backseat game now. I'm gonna be a YouTube comment. You're not doing it right! Go faster! Why haven't you played Red Dead Redemption 2 yet? I'm fucking getting to it, okay? I'm in Norway. Okay, you're doing great, Elizabeth. Stab! Big stabs! Once more! Yes! Elizabeth, stand up and take a bow! Give them some high fives! Please watch your step. To make 2 videos every single day. Even back near the very, very beginning, I was trying to do 2 videos at the same time every day like I'd always done. And it was really difficult because juggling college and something like that at the same time is really hard. I wanted to take college seriously this time. I didn't want to fail, I didn't want to drop out again, and I wanted to finish it. And I would come home every evening at like 5 or 6 p.m. and I would sit down in my little YouTube command center and make my videos. I would try and get 2 done and I would edit them and render them down and then I would have to upload them overnight because we must have had the internet plugged into a tree outside. It was so slow. I would still go to college the next morning, still not uploaded. I would go to the computer room during the middle of classes and just be like, oh, thank God. Shitty Let's Play number 4 went up. But during this time of my life, when I was trying to do YouTube a lot and it was going places, it actually started to take off. After about a year and a half, the channel raised 2,500 subscribers. And this was wonderful to me, because I never started off trying to get like super big on YouTube or anything like that. I just wanted to create videos and wanted anybody to watch them. But here these people actually did. It actually worked. People were actually watching what I uploaded. And I would get like 10 comments per video, and some people would show up every now and then, the same people, and I'd start recognizing faces and chat to them every now and then, and it was great. One day, I came home from college, and someone decided to explode everything. That person, of course, being PewDiePie. Felix had been holding a shout-out competition on his channel, and some people in my comments were saying, dude, why don't you throw your name in? You've got nothing to lose. But they were absolutely right. I didn't know this was going on, and I was thankful that they brought it to my attention, because I thought, I'll just throw it in, see what happens. There's nothing I can lose, here's a cool opportunity. And then when I came home from college one day, instead of 2,500 subscribers, it said 15,000 subscribers. And I sat at my desk and thought, oh shit, they found me. Now, people subscribing to your channel is great. It boosts the channel forward, it motivates you, it's good for your self-esteem. But for some reason, I was convinced I was going to jail. And I went into the comments to try and figure out what was going on. And some people were saying, dude, bro, guy, man, you won a PewDiePie shout-out. I flipped my ass, as you would. I made a video thanking Felix for everything because this was a huge opportunity. Not many people were shouted out in this video, and I was extremely grateful for it. So I made a little video thanking him for it, and after about 2 days, the channel went from 15,000 subscribers to 20,000 subscribers. But then it completely stopped. Because at this time, and the thing with these shout-out competitions that people don't realize is that you really have to work hard when any of these things happen. A lot of people think that if you get a shout-out from a large channel that it's going to boost you to millions of subscribers overnight and you're just going to become a success and move on and do the big YouTuber thing. But that's not what happens. You still have to take any opportunity that comes your way and work hard with it. And at this time, I wasn't doing that. I was kind of doing the YouTuber walk. You know, doing the same things that everybody else was doing. Because I thought you had to do these specific things to become a big gaming YouTuber. And with anything like that, you kind of imitate before you innovate. You kind of take on the stuff from your inspirations before you find your own voice. So I sat down and I decided to change things up because during this period on the channel, I was doing 2 Grand Theft Auto 5 videos every single day for like 2.5 weeks. They were terrible. People watch them now, but at that time, not many people were. The people who came from the shout-out, some of them had stayed around, some of them were interested, but a lot of people had left. A lot of people just weren't watching the stuff that I was uploading, and it was just these numbers on a channel somewhere. So I decided I'm going to change things up. I'm going to become more of who I am, I'm going to work very hard, much harder than I already was, and I'm going to try and see what happens. So I started doing the whole top of the morning thing, and I became more of myself. I started to actually talk in my own voice for the first time and settle into the natural, bubbly, energetic version of myself that I actually was, that I was too afraid to show people before. And that's when stuff really started to take off. The channel went from 20,000 subscribers to 50,000 subscribers.
I'm proud of you, Jack. I'm proud.
And I remember this moment very vividly, this milestone vividly, because that was the first time I had ever met anyone from the channel in real life. I was going through a grocery store in Ireland called Tesco. Yeah, I know. And 2 boys had come up to me. They tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Are you Jacksepticeye?" And I thought, oh shit! They found me again! And I was standing in Tesco with a basket of groceries in my hand that was just baked beans and instant noodles. You know, the food of champions. Yeah, the college people know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't worry, college people, you will eat real food again someday. So I took some pictures with them, signed some stuff, and we went about our day. But the reason that this was so important to me was I was trying to build this community. I was trying to build this channel. And I didn't realize that that community was already there. 50,000 people on a channel is a lot of people. But I just hadn't met any of you yet to really quantify what that meant. So after I met these boys, it gave me the biggest boost of motivation I have ever had in my entire life. I went home, I worked on YouTube harder than I ever have before. I worked 9 to 12 hours a day, every single day, no breaks, no weekends. I would upload 2 videos at the exact same time every day because I loved it. It was something that was mine. It was something that I was passionate about. That I finally had something in my grasp that I felt like I was actually good at, and that I could keep it going and I could entertain people. And that's when stuff really started cooking. That's when the channel started getting 1 million subscribers every 2 months.
I'm proud, dear Jack. I'm proud.
I have no idea how, when, why, or who. You're all fucking crazy. But I was extremely grateful for it. This community was just getting so much bigger, and I was trying not to think about the numbers because that stuff gets very, very scary at that moment. I was just keeping my head down, trying to make videos the best I could. But with any sort of boost in popularity, with any sort of growth in notoriety, shit gets very weird. And it got weird quick. Somebody sent a cake to my house once. I'll get to it. I was sitting at home, doing my YouTuber thing, you know, top of the morning and all that. Classic me. And I heard a knock on the door. Ding dong. That's not a knock. So I raced downstairs, put on some pants. Believe me, there's a reason you only see this much of me on camera. The only other time you see me, I'm wearing flamingo shorts. So when I went down to the door, there was a lady standing there, with just a box in her hand and a smile on her face. No, creepy. She didn't say who she was. She didn't say why she was there. She just started to open up the box. Now, anything could have come out of this box. A small child could have jumped out of this box. Danny DeVito could have jumped out of this box. And as she unfurled this thing in front of me, wincing out, terrified of what was in it, inside of it was a chocolate cake that said KSP, like a boss. So she turns to me and she says, "Do you know what this means?" I said, "No, crazy lady, I don't." So she gives me the cake and leaves. Of course I did. It's a chocolate cake. At least if it killed me, I'd be full and happy. No, don't fucking cheer that. That's a terrible life decision. Don't eat food that strangers give you. Of course it was fucking good. But it was as I was eating the cake, I realized that KSP stood for Kerbal Space Program. So I remembered back to an episode when I was playing the game, and I was flying a plane in the game, and classic me again, shouting bullshit like I always did. I said, if I land this plane, somebody send me a cake. Some lunatic took this literally. And after about 2 weeks had passed, the cake was back with nature where it belonged. And I went to my desk, I was doing YouTube again, and an email came in. And a curious email with the subject line that said, "Did you get my cake?" I nervously clicked into it to see if it was my stalker. And the first line of this email said, "I'm not an axe murderer, but..." You know, every good story starts with, "I'm not an axe murderer, but..." They went into great detail about how they found my house. They saw a vlog I did, the cathedral I live nearby. They watched the ice bucket challenge and saw the yellow building I lived in. I swear this motherfucker worked for CSI. When they figured out all the clues, they must have just hit a button on their desk that went, "Yeah!" But this email was sending a message. I know who you are. I know where you live. I could come to your house with an axe at any moment and murder you.
Oh my.
But I won't. Here's a fucking cake.
Third time.
Yes, we believe like we believe in Steve. Hey! Okay, you lost your feet, but you don't need legs. Keep going. Okay, somehow you have an arm in you. Oh no, go on, go back, jump! Oh, Jesus Christ!
Thank you.
Okay, now go. Speed is key! Okay, wonderful. Oh, I didn't even realize you lost your other arm. That's fine, okay, you're doing great.
Yes.
You're doing wonderfully. I'm out of breath. Okay, keep going. You got this. Didn't like that. Okay, final showdown. Okay, let's take it easy. Oh God, go. Back.
So much.
You know what? I'm not mad. Just disappointed.
This is very excited, guys. We got the police is all over the place, blocking off the into the city lane. So yeah, something interesting might actually happen for once.
Yeah, for once.
For once.
Or twice.
Or force. That's not a real word. I never seen that road so clear before. There he goes. Oh, here we go. They blocked off all the roads. Oh, that's severely good.
Yeah.
Did you see it was all black?
It wasn't that car.
It was all black.
It wasn't that car.
No, it's not that black. It's a decoy. It's a blocker car. Look at all
We don't
those
have bombs in Norway.
No, it's a blocker car. Igjen.
De sprenger bare den veien.
Inn til Oslo. Alle kan forlate Oslo, men ingen vil få lov å komme inn i Oslo. So the road is still closed.
Men det som er greit, at vi kan
Oh, there's an... Oh, here he goes. There's another motorcycle.
Let's go to this side.
Oh yeah, we want to watch this. Sure, win. No, okay, I can do this. There's another one.
Here's the car.
Here it goes. Look at this, guys. Oh my god. Oh shit, what the?
Spesielt. Og så er det normale personer. Det er kult.
Oh my god. I wonder who that was. Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Erna Solberg.
No. Fuck that bitch. That's right. Jacksepticeye is in Oslo. This is his transport into
Into the city?
No,
Which guy did
out
you
of the
use?
city. They're coming from all these things, and then they're coming into the city to pick him up and drive him away. Oh, someone's gonna get a ticket.
Nei, faen.
It's fine. All the police is it's occupied over there. Drive as fuck, guys. You have an opportunity right now. He got it. That dirty bitch.
Det er ikke for vi.